How's it going today, folks? This is Caleb Ragnar over at Pete's RV. I am in South Windsor today. We're taking a T17 jayflight 294 QBSW. Beautiful used unit we got over here that's going to offer you that bunk room. Just want to give you a nice look down the side here. You are going to have the back of your refrigerator right there. It is gas electric. We've got the range hood exhaust for that fan. It's going to be over the stove underneath the microwave, and then we have your two outdoor speakers. These are going to be weatherproof, not waterproof, so I would not recommend spraying a hose directly at them. Now, you are going to have your freshwater tank right over here. That way, if you guys are driving down the road, want to be able to still use some of those facilities inside of the camper, you'd be able to through that water pump. Now, you do have some hookups right here if you would like to set up the crock pot, Instapot, griddle outside. Low point sticker right here. That is going to be the drain for your freshwater tank. Those white hoses right there overflow for the actual unit of the freshwater. And just showing you under here, no underclosed belly on this one, so you will see that freshwater tank right there, and just giving you a peek at everything else underneath the unit there. We got the slide motor right there, and now you are going to have stabilizer jacks up on the front, two in the front, and then there will also be the two on the back. And again, those are just for stabilization, not leveling. You will have to get some form of leveling blocks, whether it's the plastic ones that you can buy right here at our store or any RV dealership, or using 2x8s to be able to appropriately adjust these actual wheels prior to putting down those stabilizer jacks. Now again, with any of our used units here, as is. So we will be doing the actual prep on them and letting you know if there's anything that does not work on these units. But if any other things do come up, aside from safety, which is going to be water lines, testing the propane lines, and making sure this unit can safely drive down the road, that will be part of that as-is feature. So just one thing to know about anytime you're buying a used camper. In the back, we are going to have the little outdoor kitchen setup right over here. For all of your compartments, they are going to be on these plastic latches right here. That's how you're going to be able to keep them up to get access to that kitchen area. Now, at least on this one, you're going to have this all on a sliding drawer. You've got your actual sink, which showing you this one is piped in. So not a dry sink. You've got it on those hinges right there. You're going to have that griddle set up right here as well too. Burner. Gas line is already in here. And then to connect it, you're going to have your quick connect right there for propane. And I love that they put that little barrier there to protect it in case you kick anything up under your tire while driving. Not going to damage that unit. Mini fridge right over here. Now this one is going to be 110 volts only. Will not be able to run off of propane like the fridge on the interior. Now back bumper, you can put your stinky slinky septic hose back under there. Just showing you the roof right here. No backup camera prep on this one. We'll have the spare tire with the cover on there. This one's looking still nice and beautiful. Hopefully you never have to use it. Ignore the license plate. We still got to take that one off. Back stabilizers on this side as well. And just pointing out, you're going to have that gray tank here. Now this is going to be that tank for the outdoor kitchen sink. A little bit of a storage spot over here, which does appear that you can access it from the bunk bed inside. Yeah, just showing you on the sides here. Slide out here. There is no slide topper installed on it at this moment in time, but you can always add that later on. Now we do have the outdoor shower hookup here. You will have hot and cold water options once you do fire up your water heater. Now this is going to be, I believe, a 6-gallon. Let's take a quick peek. Yep, 6-gallon tank right over here. And then just also showing that you are going to have your drain. This one does not have an anode rod, just a plug, so that's going to tell us it is an aluminum tank. Pressure release valve. And then again, you're going to be able to see your gas option right here, as well as the electric one too. So depending which option you want to run off of, you can do both gas and electric at the same time if you need to. But with this being a non-tankless, it is going to take 25 to 30 minutes to fully heat up that 6 gallons of water. Once it's gone, you're gonna have to wait another 20 to 25 minutes. Propane feature here is gonna be your furnace exhaust. We've got our city water connection, and then our actual internal 30 amp power cord right here. Now down below this, we are going to have our actual termination valve. So you're going to have the 2 poles right here, one for your gray, second one here for your black tank. Now typically, you're going to want to drain the black tank first, let everything flow out, and since this unit does not have a black tank flush, you'll want to insert some form of a toilet wand inside that toilet while you are keeping this termination valve for the black tank open, so we can rinse out any residual nastiness inside of the black tank. Once we've rinsed that out, we got clear water coming out of our hose. You're gonna wanna close it up and then dump out your gray tank. That way, even though, sure, it's not clean water, there's a little bit of soap in there from us showering and washing our hands or dishes in the sink, you'd be able to have that run through your hose as well, so it's not as nasty. Now with your slide out here, some of the main things you're gonna wanna keep an eye out on is going to be these actual seals. Now at least with Jayco, you can see we've got this one on the outside, and then there is another one inside here. So double layer with those bulb seals. With this one on the outside, you will want to use some kind of slide seal conditioner. You can spray it directly on it. I find it more convenient to spray it on some kind of rag and just glide it up that entire seal to the top. And with no slide topper, making sure we get up on the roof and slide it and condition everything on the top seal as well. This is going to just help things from potentially corroding on that seal, breaking down, and potentially having issues with our protection here that's not letting any water get inside through this moving component of the camper. Now just showing you on this double axle right here, giving you a view underneath the actual slide out here. Now again, with it being used, I do see little bits of rust here and there, but again, with this unit pushing, this one was probably manufactured end of 2016. This puppy is about 8 years old, so nothing unusual that we're seeing on a used unit. Now we're gonna walk on down, step over this other one that's a little bit closer as we almost trip and fall. And just showing you, we'll have that gutter system on the roof as well. So that's going to allow that water to kind of not cool off every single square inch of that roof and guide it to the front or back. Got some stickers up front here letting us know gross vehicle weight rating, 8,250 pounds. You can carry 1,632 pounds of cargo, and the dry weight is gonna be 6,618. If you were to fill up the freshwater tank, that will add 382 pounds deducted from that 1,632 when the freshwater tank is at full capacity. All tires, including your spare, should be at 65 PSI as well. And then you've got tire and rim size there too. Let's take a peek in our front pass-through. And again, you're gonna be able to access this one from inside the actual bed there. So you'll be able to view that from the interior. Looks like you got the vinyl flooring tucked over the edge right there. And then you can see that there is a tool there for your stabilizer jacks, which we'll get a better look at once we get over to the other side. Now, at least on the front, you will have this coming standard with one 100 amperage hour battery, though there is the option to be able to hook up two. With this unit in particular, there will be the two 30-pound propane tanks. It is all gonna be pre-regulated, and then you'll have a way to distribute which tank you're pulling off of with this dial right here. Whichever side it's pointing at, it'll pull from. If it is down in the middle, both tanks are open, it will pull off of both. Manual crank here for that actual tongue jack. And then this will have the electric brakes. You'll have your breakaway cord right here, and you're gonna have that 7-prong plug up front with the safety chains. Again, just giving you a view of the front of this right here. And then the other front pass-through compartment. Always fun trying to open these campers up with one hand. And then just giving you a peek inside here as well. Now, at least for this, looks like this little piece right here near the bed was a little loose. Nothing that you couldn't easily staple right back up, but it looks like they have that tape just holding up that thin little piece of plywood there. But as you can see, it's a very small piece. I'm really not even certain what the point of it is. because it does look like this whole portion here is the bed that'll lift up. Now you will have the electric awning on here as well. There's going to be the controls for this on the inside, which we're about to go and take a look at now. You're going to have those folding steps. Your door will have to be attached here on this latch to keep it closed. It is not going to be on a friction hinge, so just got to be careful we latch it, otherwise it will be swaying all over the place in the wind. Now stepping on up into the camper, you're going to have this little bench right here, some storage inside of it. We've got our fire extinguisher, we've got our propane CO2 tank, and a little bit of storage underneath the sink here. We're gonna have the water pump located right there, and as you can see, we've got 2 hoses. Now that black dial right there is going to be in the current position, pulling from our freshwater tank, that white hose. If you switch it to that clear hose, that is how you'll be able to pump antifreeze into the system. So easy winterization, just hitting those low point drains, making sure we drain all the water out of our faucets, outdoor shower, and then you'll be able to pump antifreeze in. Outlet right here on the counter. We've got controls for our slide out, electric awning. These are going to be the main light switches for these main living lights, which will have the push button on them as well to be able to individually shut off and turn on. Other lights are going to be for the awning lights. Now we are going to have meters here to view our gray, black, fresh, and our battery contents. And then you're going to have the other one right here for just that one gray tank. Now 2-bay sink right here for the actual kitchen. We're going to have plenty of drawers over here for you to be able to stash all your goodies you need to bring with you for your camping trip. And then giving you another view under the sink. And they left some cleaning products. Good sign. So you could remove that access panel right behind those 2 bottles of cleaning products to be able to get easier access to that water pump. Just pointing out, there is a little bit of peeling here on the actual cabinetry. Storage space overhead as well. That's going to be the plug for your microwave. You'll have a push button light underneath that actual cabinet setup. Microwave, fan for that range hood exhaust, 3-burner stove, and then you're going to have the small oven as well, which really does not look like they use it that much. Converter box. Now we are going to have all of our breakers in here as well, and as you can see, everything... Man, that doesn't really make much of a difference. You either can't see it or you can. And you'll have all those labeled for breakers, as well as for your fuses. A little bit more storage space underneath as well. Would just be cautious storing things that are a bit too heavy here. Wouldn't want to damage that gray tank line or 2 of your PEX piping water lines either. Now the fridge is going to be gas electric, so you'll have the option when driving, having it on auto. Or driving, you'd want to have it on gas. When you're at the campground, you can have it on auto. This will prioritize electricity. But if you lose power, 110 volts in this case, not 12 volts, it would automatically kick over to that propane setting. Air conditioner is going to have the controls directly on that unit itself, and it will be able to have those ducts running down the campers, which are going to be adjustable, so you can twist them and you can close them to determine where you want that air to be distributed. Access panel to the back of the water sources in that shower. Give you a quick peek inside the bathroom here. Oh, they left this nice little shelf set up here. Now you are going to have the toilet in here. You've got the sink. Mirror only, no medicine cabinet, and we do have a GFCI outlet and switch for that actual light. Switch for the actual fan is going to be up top there. That way you'll be able to ventilate everything out. Now you do have a nice large shower inside of here, and then that skylight as well. Alright, looks like they left a little bit of garbage here. I am seeing some signs of droppings in the back of this camper as well. So that is just one thing to know. We'd have to get in here and give it a pretty good cleaning. So again, I like to be as straightforward as I can. It does look like there is some rodent activity inside this camper. But from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like anything. This is just one other thing I am seeing here. So it looks like there is a bit of a splotch there. Can't really tell. It might be some kind of mold. So, yeah, definitely a little bit of a funky smell. Now you are going to have some storage underneath as well. There's an access panel for you to get back to that wiring and the plumbing for that sink and outdoor fridge and griddle in there. Bit more cabinet space over here. Wardrobe in the back with a spot to hang up any shirts, clothes, and dresses. Backer right there to set up a TV with the plugs overhead. And again, with all these bunks, they are going to be rated for 300 pounds. Obviously, you know, kids can jump around, don't have to worry about it as much. One little spot here to be able to have some more storage. Now this panel, this is going to be where you'll have access to the back of your water heater and be able to bypass anything from going in. So when we want to winterize, we'll be able to open this, bypass those lines, drain out that entire hot water heater, and then pump antifreeze into the rest of the system. A little bit more storage here as well, and this is passed through lots of rooms, stable shelves, though it does look like you could take them out if you absolutely needed to. Now I am noticing some loose trim pieces over here as well. Now at least for the furnace, we've got our ducts here on the wall. You are going to have a couple of them in the camper, and then we got just that one on the floor in the back bedroom here. Two other in the floor. Very interesting. Normally it's either just some on the side and some on the floor, but you got both in this one. Now for the U-shaped dinette, you are going to have a little bit of storage underneath these seats as well. And this will be able to drop down into a bed, giving you another sleeping spot on top of the 4 bunks in the back. And you will have the jackknife sofa as well. A little bit of storage underneath there, and you'll be able to fold that down to give you the option to really comfortably sleep 8 people inside of this camper, with each person having their own bed besides 2 folks sharing the master. A little bit of storage overhead. Love that it's on those pistons. You don't have to hold these things up while you're trying to get in there. And then for the entertainment system here, you are going to have, looks like they've got the IRV technologies here. I do know that these have an application, though you should be able to hook up to this one. Yep, it does say it has Bluetooth, so you'll be able to hook up Bluetooth, play music through your phone. Got a spot to be able to set your TV up right here. 12-volt option as well, and then you've got your cable satellite connections here as well as your outlets. A little bit more storage space overhead, and some underneath as well. Though I would say, yeah, I don't think you're going to fit a DVD player inside of any of these. You could definitely set up one of those stand-up gaming systems like PlayStation, Xbox, or a Wii to be able to hook up and play your DVDs through the actual television. Coat hooks on the wall here, and one more spot for storage there. Now there is just going to be the curtain leading into the master. You're going to have that cabinet, be able to hang up shirts, coats, and dresses in there. Shelf overhead. Now just to point out, there's no light switches in here, so you're going to have to individually push all of these lights on the ceiling to be able to get light. You've got the little shelf here in the corner, spot to be able to install a TV bracket with your hookups right above. And then on each side of the bed, you will have an outlet to be able to plug your phone in, or a CPAP machine when you are at the campground with 110 volts. And same exact cabinet is on the other side. And let's just lift this bed up. Ooh, no spring on that one. So you got the full weight of the bed when you are lifting this up to access that pass-through storage. And then the last thing to point out is there is a heat vent right at the end of the bed, so you don't have to worry about being too chilly in here on those colder nights. Quick look at this used unit. If you do have any questions, it's starting to rain. Feel free, comment them down below. You can reach me directly. My work line is 860-656-9345. Feel free to text me on over any questions, and regardless, hope to see you and the family soon, and that you have a great 2024 camping season ahead.